What's going on, everybody? It's Tim with Investment Prosperity, and I wanted to share some sauce today, right? So today is going to be Sauce Sunday, is going to be the start of this, and I'm going to hopefully be able to provide some value every Sunday, kind of give back, right, from my experiences and things that I've learned to help me get to where I'm at today, right? And for me, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm continually growing and climbing, and I want to just provide some of my experience along the way that I think that could be really helpful or beneficial for anyone that's trying to get to where I'm at currently. You may not know where I'm at, so I'll give you guys a little bit of insight of that here shortly. But I want to talk about a concept that's helped me. And as you guys can see, the title of this video is How to Make Six Figures Without a College Degree. And this is one source income. And this is something that I've done. And I'm currently making six figures. And I don't like sharing this stuff, right? But I feel like for me to, I don't know, give you guys something to think about, like I need to be able to show that proof or I don't know, like it's just, I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm humble, but I don't like talking about me making money. I've never been that guy, but I've been making six figures for a few years now, 3 years, and over 3 years. And I think there's a lot of people, especially in this economy, that would love to get to six figures. And I did this without a college degree. I don't have five or six sources of income. I didn't have any relationships that got me into the role that I'm currently at, that I'm making this money. Like it was off of trials and tribulations. It was off of just having a process and a plan. And that's the reason for this video. I want to share like a concept that I utilized to get to this current state. So it's called PI, right? So let me just kind of give you some preliminary information. If you're currently working at a corporate company or even a small business or a large business that's owned, by an individual, and there's a chain of command, and you can see growth, you can see, okay, you have entry level sellers, you have assistant managers, store managers, area managers, directors, or something along the lines. Like you see the chain of command. This video will probably be relevant to you. If you're working at like any type of fast food restaurants, this should be relevant to you, especially if you're trying to grow. This video isn't for anybody that's not trying to grow. And if you have six figures in your mind, this video is for you. So let me start off with just saying what PI is. So PI is an acronym for three concepts, and the first letter is P for performance. Second letter is I for image, and the third letter is E for exposure. Let's talk about PI a little bit more. So for this example, I'm going to say you are an entry-level seller or an entry-level employer at Chick-fil-A. So Chick-fil-A, you start out as, let's say, a cook or just a team member. And, probably one of the ways that they measure performance is attendance, right? Not too hard, very simple. Do you get to work on time? Are you engaged when you're at work? And do you leave when your shift is over? And performance is typically what you can control, right? 100%, it's on you to get to work, be engaged, and leave when your shift is over. Can't make excuses. Oh, my ride, I don't have a car, I have to take an Uber. That's all on you. That's your responsibility. I'm going to just say, let's go to like a sales role, entry level sales role. The performance KPI that might be measured would be like how much stuff you sell. Whatever you sell, it's being measured. So you control your performance. I'm going to say this. If you're in a company that if you're in a company that you feel like you cannot control your performance and you want to grow, you probably want to leave. Point blank. If you feel like you don't have control of your performance, then you probably just need to leave and do something different. Okay. So performance is very simple and straightforward. And if you don't know how you're being evaluated, you know how your performance is being evaluated, ask your leadership. Right? If they're probably not doing their job, if they're not letting you know, like, hey, this is how your annual performance review, your quarterly performance review, whatever it is, if they're not doing their job, then that's probably not somewhere you want to work, right? Or underneath that leader. So keep that in mind. But performance is something you control. Point blank, whether how much stuff you sell, getting to work on time, you can control that. The second thing is your image. So image is, when you think of image, you think of like a picture. When someone says your name, this is what they see, right? So for example, Tim, I have leaders talking about me, right? At the Chick-fil-A. Let's say I work at Chick-fil-A. And they're like, man, he comes to work on time every single day. He's engaged and he leaves when his shift's over. That's good image. Or it's on the reverse side, or the opposition is that Tim's always late. When he gets there, he's not engaged. It takes him a long time to become engaged. And he's always trying to figure out a way to leave early. Terrible image, right? When my name comes up there. On like the sales side, let's say you're in a sales role. Comes to work on time, engaged, and he sells stuff. And he leaves when he's done selling stuff. And we're cool with that. Good image, right? And you also got to start thinking about what's that next step. If it's not necessarily you sell really good, you're just here on time. Once again, are you engaged? Are you being or acting as a leader? And another thing I would say is try to take something off of your direct leader's plate. So if it's an assistant manager or a store manager or general manager, whatever the term is, try to ask like, hey, can I take this while I'm here? I know you like to, just an example, count the money. Can I double count the money at the end? Like build some trust, take some responsibility off of their plate. Just do something, right? That helps your leader out. So that's how you create a solid image. And then the last thing, I just kind of want to make this video a little bit short. I don't want to be super long-winded because I can talk a lot. I mean, maybe I need to start doing some live videos so I could just relax and chill and just sit, right? And then you can rewatch it if you want to. I don't know. Because it's not going to be heavily edited. It's going to be is what it is. But last thing is E, and it's exposure. So same thing I said about performance. If you don't know how your performance is evaluated and you feel like you don't have the control, bounce out of there. For exposure, if you can't expose yourself and your leader's not trying to expose you, you probably want to get out of there. So, but if this is not the case, you can self-promote yourself, right? By moving up the chain, talking to your leadership, maybe talking to the leader's leadership, like, hey, like I want to get promoted. Like, what can I do? Cool. Another thing is your leader, you ask your leader, say, hey, like I would love to be considered for this next stop or this next promotion. Like, what do I need to do? Hey, could you get me some time on your supervisor's calendar? I just want to talk to him on like the day-to-day business and like, what he's looking for this assistant manager role. He has 4 or 5 locations. So you got to be strategic. You got to have a plan and you have to be aggressive, right? Like no one's going to want you to get promoted more than you do. Point blank. You have to want it. So just tying this thing back to like, I've utilized this. I had a lot of wins, a lot of loss. Like there was times where my performance wasn't really well, but I had good image, or my image was being created by someone that shouldn't have that power. And I had to fix that, right? I had to someone told me and I was like, wait a minute, like this is not who I am, because I wasn't being loud around my image. Like I wasn't trying to expose myself and look for other opportunities. I felt like, you know what, this is what I'm doing right now. It's good for me right now. I'm good. But someone was pulling the strings and exposing my image not in the best light. So there's a lot of things that like I didn't take control of, and which probably slowed down my progression. But nonetheless, like I went from making, I don't know, 40,000 starting at in 2016 to over six figures in, I don't know, 2020, 2021. And so I would say very short period of time to that I just continue to grow. And you can do that too, right? If you just put the work and have a plan and follow a concepts like pie and structure your life out and alleviate or limit distractions and then tell people what you're trying to do. And you'll be able to realize like if your leader has your best interest at heart, because when you start telling them what to do, they run with that and be like, all right, cool, this is how we do this. Like for me, like I loved when I had a seller underneath me, like, yo, I want to get promoted. I was like, cool, I'm gonna show you how to get it done. I've been there and done it. I know how to get it done. And so I just want to just leave you guys with that. Pie, focus on it, performance, image, exposure. And if you feel like you can't, maybe you need to start fresh somewhere else. And then this, like I said, I six figures without a degree. I just got my degree. Be honest and transparent. Just got my degree. Now I'm working on my master's. So it's like you can get it done without a degree. So don't think that you have to go to school to make this certain amount of money. And the reason why I'm talking about money, because I usually don't, right? I don't bring this stuff up, is because money is a tool that helps you get better resources for yourself, for your family. You know, more money or better money, right, leads to better healthcare, better school district, better home, better food. So money's important. I don't care what you say about, oh, it's not important. No, it is important. If you're trying to live in this world in 2024 and you have kids, you need more money. And everyone's not going to follow this plan. Everyone's not going to watch this video full, which is fine. But the people that do, you put yourself in a better position to win at your current state. Point blank. Like I've read, watch videos, take notes from folks that are where I'm at, or excuse me, are where I want to be. And this is how I continue to move up and get more opportunities. So that's just a small part of how to get. I feel like if you follow that plan, you'll be in a lot more conversations. And if you really focus on it, if you have any questions, let me know, reach out. I don't mind talking to anybody. But there's other parts to the puzzle, like networking, how to have these meetings with higher level leadership and not waste their time. And we can like I said, I want to, maybe that's the next topic I talk about. But anyway, we're 13 minutes into this video. Hopefully you guys learned something and just trying to make it like easy as possible. I don't know where everyone's at. I don't know if six figures is a goal for anybody. Maybe you want to make $1 million, but I think the same concepts are there. And one thing is too, like if you work on these skills, you work on this plan, no one can take that from you. And you create you create better habits. And I think ultimately that should be the goal. So anyway, 14 minutes in, I could talk all day about this stuff. I'm passionate about the stuff, and I'm passionate about developing others and helping people get to where they want to be. So anyway, once again, Tim with Investment Prosperity. If any questions, once again, just tap in the messages or whatever. Let me know, comment. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Peace.